Outgoing Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun will remain on the company's board. It's following a shareholder vote earlier today. The move comes as the company tries to stabilize production and quality. And joining us now with more is Alexis Keenan. Alexis.
Hey, yeah. So there were two really closely watched issues in the shareholder vote. One was that you mentioned there, Calhoun, stay on the board, don't stay on the board, despite that he's stepping down as CEO at the end of this year. And it was against the advice of proxy advisor Glass Lewis. So the other issue was whether to approve Calhoun's 2023 executive compensation at $32.8 million. He's been CEO of Boeing since January of 2020. Now, both of those votes coming in yes. So the new board will have Calhoun. He'll be the only non-independent director there, and then he'll be among the 11-member board. Now, meanwhile, Boeing also looking for its new CEO and also trying to recover from the two fatal MAX 737 crashes, also that one non-fatal accident in January back with that Alaska Airlines fuselage door that detached at 16,000 feet. So Boeing really having this sky of really red tape, also including a pending decision from the Justice Department that has already said that the company violated deferred prosecution order that was attached to those two fatal crashes in 2018 and 2019. And so the DOJ, they're deciding whether or not it will criminally prosecute the company. We should know that by July. Also, lawsuits tied to that Alaska Air incident. You've got government investigations ongoing. You also have more oversight across the company and its production. Also, really just its tarnished reputation from all of these aircraft failures. Now, during the shareholder meeting, Calhoun was asked about the company's financials, wanting to know, one question was wanting to know if the company would go back to restoring its dividend. It was suspended back in 2020. But to respond to that, Calhoun said, well, the job number one is first returning to a steady cash flow. And they said that the objective was to do that by 2025, 2026. He said he was hopeful about that. So far this year, stock down since January, about 30%. And also coming up for this company, Boeing is scheduled to meet with the FAA in 2 weeks. And at that time, they're going to have to present a plan to get their house in order. This is something that they've been working on. And what they're presenting to the regulator is a way to, many ways, to enhance quality across the company, across production, across manufacturing. Guys.
Alexis, just quickly here. I mean, listening to this litany and everything that's going on, one could be forgiven for saying, why the heck did they approve him remaining on the board and on the pay package? Do we have any insight into the thinking on the part of shareholders?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you, Julie. It was a real quick brush. Yes, it's approved. There was very little talk about it at the meeting, but it was absolutely against the advice of Glass Lewis. And certainly a lot of people skeptical about the fact that Calhoun was at the helm at the time when this Alaska Air door came off of the aircraft in flight back in January. So he's stepping down, but he's going to remain a member of the board. I guess the positive news for some critical shareholders is that he will be the only non-independent board member at this point. Since 2019, the company has kind of done an overhaul of its board, and they have a lot of new board members. And they did mention during the call that a lot of those members have engineering experience, something that critics have wanted to come back to the company for quite some time.
All right, Alexis, thanks so much. Appreciate the update.